All right, hello. Today we're going to talk about the properties of logarithms. But to start that, we have to remember our exponent rules. So as I have here up on the screen, our old exponent rules that we learned a while ago, that if we multiply two numbers that have the same base with different exponents, we add the exponents. If they're raised from a power to a power, we multiply. And if they're being divided, we subtract. Okay? We're going to need that for when we talk about the properties of logarithms. So the property of the product property here of log base b of xy, now the b means any base, it doesn't matter if it's 10, 2, 7, 6, it doesn't matter. But we have that xy being multiplied here. So what we're going to do is separate them into two separate logs with a plus sign. That's the property. So product property times, we make it a plus. If it's being divided, we separate it with a minus. If it's being raised to an exponent here, as you can see that it's raised to the n, what we do is we take that n and we move it in front as a multiplier. So if we look back here, this a to the b is being multiplied, right? So if we look here, this n is going to be the multiplier of the log base b of x. All right. What I need you to remember is if something is square rooted, it's raised to the power of 1/2, right? From our radical days, if it's cube rooted, raised to the 1/3. If it's fourth rooted, it's raised to the 1/4. So refer back to this if you're having any trouble with that, but that has to be the way it's got to be rewritten, and you'll see that later on. All right, so let's talk about some examples. This log base 2 of 7x, this 7 and this x is being multiplied. So the property says we add. So we take log base 2 of 7 plus the log base 2 of x, and you leave it just like that. Okay? You don't do anything with the log base 2 of 7 because it technically can't be done, and it's a decimal, and we leave it alone. So this is your answer right here. That's it. This one here has an exponent on this x. That exponent is that multiplier. So that's log base 2 of 7, still being multiplied here. So that's adding the log base 2 of x to the third. But this 3 is going to have to move in front. So when we rewrite it, log base 2 of 7 plus 3 times log base 2 of x. There's your answer there. The 3 in front was the 3 from the exponent. Now, letter C has parentheses. Those parentheses mean that this 3 is hitting both the 7 and the x. So if I rewrote this, log base 2 of 7 to the third times x to the third, then really what you're going to get, the 3, I'm on blue, the 3 will go in front of both. So 3 times the log base 2 of 7 plus 3 times the log base 2 of x. Here's your answer. This 3, these 3's, let me go green for you. This 3 and this 3 will go in front of both logs separated by that multiplier. All right. This one here has a lot of stuff going on. So the whole top is being multiplied, but it's being divided by the 5. Now remember, division is subtract. So what we have here is log base 5 of 5 plus 2 from the exponent, log base 5. Oops, I wrote the letter x. I meant to say 5. Base 5 of x, and then plus log base 5 of y, and then this is being divided by the z, so we have to subtract. So minus log base 5 of z. But here's something else. This here we learned a couple days ago can be evaluated. So that means this evaluated into 1, right? We did this, 5 to the 1 is 5. So my answer will be 1 plus 2 log base 5 of x plus log base 5 of y minus log base 5 of z. Oh, there we go. All right, there's your answer. Now again, this was evaluated into a 1. So let me see if there we go. So that hopefully works out. All right. Move on to this one. It's a little nastier. So I took the whole page for this one alone. So let's go blue. I think blue will be nice. All right. So what we have here, and it's getting covered by this, is so we have log base 5 of 25x. Sorry, there we go. X cubed root of y over z. All right. So when we write this, we have log base 5, 25, plus log base 5 of x plus log base 5 of y to the, if we look, it's a cubed root. So we just talked about that on the first page. That's to the 1/3, and then minus log base 5 of z. All right, so now, just from the last one, here we go again. See that log base 5 of 25? That can be rewritten as a 2. So if we go here, I'll go green just to show you. This is 5 to the what is 25, and we know it's 2. So 2 plus log base 5 of x plus, okay, holding up. You see that 1/3? That's got to go in front. So that's 1/3 log base 5 of y minus log base 5 of z. Now, if I didn't mention it, I apologize, but this is called expanding. It's expanding, meaning that you take one log and make them into many logs. Okay, I'm sorry that I didn't bring that up. I don't think I actually said the words, but that's expanding. All right, so this one is done. What we're going to do now is condense. Okay, so that's why expanding means make longer, and condense means make smaller. So it's this condense, which means we're writing a single log expression. So these are actually a little easier because you can see the symbols. This is log base 16, or log of 16 and log of 4, base 10, remember? And there's that minus sign, and we know that minus means division, and 16 divided by 4 is simply just 4. There's your answer. All right, this one here, log of x plus 1/2 minus minus, right? So if we're adding to this one and we're subtracting these two, this here is all going to go on the division bottom. So this 1/2 will go on here. So log, I'm going to move it now, even though I could do it in one step, but I'm just going to do it here. 1/2. Right, minus log of 3 minus log of y. I just wanted to move. Okay, I have to do that again because that's terrible. That's terrible. Okay, let's try that again. All right, log x plus log 4 to the 1/2 minus log 3 minus log y. Now, this here, log 4 to the 1/2 is going to have to be rewritten as the square root of 4. But as I just said the square root of 4, well, you should know what that is. So log of x plus log of 2 minus log of 3 minus log of y. And we're finally going to add, get this together. This plus means times. So that's log of 2x. And this is being divided by the 3 and the y. All right, So this was being added, this is here, but you're taking this minus, oopsie, that did not, that looks like a, hold on. There we go. All right, sorry about that. You're dividing by these two things because they're being subtracted. So there's your answer. All right, this last one over here to the left, log base 3 of 5 plus 4 log base 3 of x is actually pretty basic. You take this 4 and move it up here. So I'm just rewriting this. Remember, I always do a little more in the notes than you really need to do. And that's x to the 4th, but we have a plus sign. You could have probably just done this right now as 5x to the 4th. I'm going to erase that because it kind of got a little messy. 5x to the 4th. And there you go. There's your answers there. And that's it for the properties for this lesson. We're going to use these properties a little later as we get going. Do the best you can on the next assignment. If you have any questions, of course, let me know.